Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we are going to first take a look at the universal cycle for September 2022, and then we're going to break it down into each individual life path and take a look at those individual forecasts. This, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Also want to mention that coaching sessions for numerology, coaching with numerology, are now available again via Zoom. So I had to take them down for a little bit for personal reasons, but they are back. So if you wanted to meet face-to-face to have those coaching sessions, they're available again. I have some spots left in September, so get them while they're hot. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at September's energy, what we're working with the numerology, and how best to use that to our advantage, right? Okay, so the universal cycle for September is a 15-6 energy. So collectively, the energy of September can bring about welcomed personal freedoms, as well as larger scale freedoms, like on a global scale. However, keep in mind, the lifting of restrictions or opportunities for great progress often requires some kind of radical change after a more chaotic culmination. So the more radical change allows for a shift or a release from present limitations, allowing for much freer expression and more room to move and breathe. So no one's saying that this is necessarily going to be easy, but what it's allowing for is worth moving through it. So this can be a cycle where experiences sort of assist us in moving away from very rigid, long-held beliefs, and new beliefs can then come in, right, and bring more peace while sort of eradicating old fears. So think of September as the liberator. It's bringing this very liberating energy with it. Now, of course, as I always say, the energy can be present, but it's always what we do with it that's going to make the difference. Like if we put in the effort, if we show up, if we try to work with this energy, we're going to see the greatest rewards. If we fight it, if we try to move away from it, we're still going to get to the other side of it. But it's not going to be as comfortable, and we're just not going to sort of reap what we want. We're going to reap what we sow, right? So this can be a period when we have to be very, very decisive and make very important decisions while deciding whether those choices are self-limiting or setting us free. So overly attaching or clinging to people, things that sort of put us in a space of servitude or obligation, that can create burnout and resentment. So be very mindful about what contracts or what agreements that you choose to enter into during this cycle. If it feels good and liberating, great, go for it. You have the green light, and you probably won't have buyer's remorse. But if it feels restrictive, if it feels burdensome, or you have concerns, maybe try and wait until after this energy sort of passes. So maybe wait until the next month, if you can, right? Until you feel better about it, or again, until you have more information, if you can do that. Of course, we have to live life. We don't base it on the numerology or astrology or psychic predictions or whatever. We have to do what feels right for us in the moment. So just take this as guidance and do with it what you want. I'd also say with this energy, there's a big focus on not judging a book by its cover, especially this month. Outward appearances when it comes to a situation, especially around close relationships and or home life, can sort of cause unnecessary heartaches, trouble in partnerships, or knee-jerk reactions that carry heavy repercussions. So try to dig a bit deeper beyond the illusion to better understand the situation more holistically. Communication is golden, period. Inner realities are more trustworthy than outward appearances. But the more that you can communicate, the more that you're open to communication, the more that you can work through more quickly and just move on. And it may be that the other person is not willing to communicate. That's okay. If you tried, that's all you need to do. But in every situation, communication and real true communication where both parties are able to speak their truth and be heard, whether or not you agree with each other, but just that opportunity for that respect of conversation, just can clear up so much and alleviate so much drama. So I would say, word to the wise, especially in September, if you have an opportunity to open a line of communication, I would say do it. But again, the catchphrase for September, I think, is inner realities are more trustworthy than outward appearances. So really trust your gut, dig deeper, go with how you feel, take your time if you can, and just take your time. Throughout September especially, try to find the lighter side to a situation if you can. Even when we're going through the most difficult of challenges, laughter or even just a smile can change that energy of the moment and lift spirits. Laughter truly is the best medicine, not to sound cliche, but it truly is. And where there's laughter, there's always light. So maybe watch funny movies, spend time with children or playful animals, or surround yourself with people who can just always seem to make you laugh or giggle. We underestimate, I think, the true power and the true energy of laughter, but it is more priceless than any materialistic item on the planet. And we always have access to it. That's the thing. It's just we have to be willing to try to tap into it. When we can find our own ways of sort of looking beyond the limitations of circumstances, we bring about peace and satisfying solutions to that situation. So laughter cleanses the soul and can lead to physical healing. Laughter is a form of freedom. I'm going to say it again because I truly do believe it. Laughter is a form of freedom. So that's your forecast for September for the collective with the universal energies. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numerology and the energies for each individual life path number. Life path 11-2. So I pulled an animal spirit message for you all, and you got goat spirit. And so what's really coming through for this is there may be something that comes up for you or surfaces or resurfaces this month for you. That's some kind of goal that you want to achieve, some kind of maybe something you've been working on that you get major headway on, that you're able to progress forward in a big way. Maybe you hear something that gives you sort of the motivation to pick something back up and to keep striving towards it. This can also be a time, this actually correlates with your undercurrent energy as well, which I'll talk about in just a minute, but a lot coming in here around like success, achievement, moving towards something with persistence and ambition, not giving up on something, all of those things. And so the goat energy coming through is like this energy of accomplishment and just reward. So again, it's kind of like the rewards for energy put forth and effort put forth. So it's kind of like if there's something that you have really been like moving towards and not giving up on and being persistent and really dedicating yourself and your energy towards, you could see some very solid results come in at this time. This can also be where if you're trying to get funding for something or the green light on a project or something like that, you can see that come through at this time with goat energy. This is sort of like, reminds me of course of like Capricorn energy. So again, it's like the workhorse, the ones who are very persistent, who will go to great lengths to achieve whatever it is that they set their minds to. And so there's of course shadow sides to that, but there is something here with goat energy coming through where it's like if there's something you really want It is within your reach now. You just have to commit yourself to it and, have that confidence and keep moving towards it, and you will achieve it with goat behind you. There's also something here with goat energy coming through around establishing and sort of holding solid, healthy boundaries. And so if there's anywhere like relationships or at work or whatever, where your sort of boundaries are being disrespected or stepped over, not held, and that includes you holding your own boundaries and respecting your own boundaries as well. But if there's anywhere that that's the case, then you could see that surface at this time to be addressed and to be worked through. So ultimately, you're going to have to stand your ground. The goat can be sort of stubborn. But sometimes it's a good thing. It can be good to be stubborn when it comes to holding boundaries that you know that you need in order to thrive. So very powerful energy with the goat coming through. So moving into the energies for September for you all. So you all are working with undercurrent energies of the 17-8. So 8 energy is very practical, very driven, very ambitious energies. It's very similar to Capricorn energy in a sense. So that's why I think it's so funny that the goat came through. It's a very empowered energy. So it can be very much about if there were power struggles or some kind of power dynamic where you felt like your power was being taken away or you were giving your power away or whatever. This can be a time where you really claim that back, where you're really standing in your power. You're knowing your worth. You're going after what it is that you want. No apologies, not making yourself small to, make other people comfortable. 8 energy is big energy. It's also very tangible energy. So it kind of governs the physical plane. So it's kind of you could see big rewards come in now for physical effort. So if there's a career that you've been working towards, or a promotion, or building your own business, or whatever, or trying to get financial funding, or trying to make money or something, whatever, get more clients, whatever, this can bring about incredible success in those areas. So you could see an influx of money, resources. You could also see the other side of it too, where you lose resources or money if they're mismanaged. You could have things be highlighted at this time where somebody exerts a tremendous amount of power over you, and then you have to figure out how to balance that power out, right? And release yourself from that dynamic or whatever. So it's not always the higher or the lower expression of the energy, but either are possible, right? But especially with goat energy coming through, it just feels like it's such a successful energy. And so there is the potential for for asking what you need to accomplish a goal, and being very surprised by who easily says yes to you at this time, right? So, if there's someone in quote unquote a powerful position, or somebody who has access to resources that you need in order to accomplish these goals, you are very much supported in asking that person for assistance at this time, and then receiving that assistance, right? You have to ask for it in order for the answer to be yes, right? In order to be able to take advantage of that opportunity. If you don't ask for it, then the answer is absolutely no. So there is that dynamic as well. And so there is this level of confidence. And I do feel goat energy coming through, the power of the 8 energy coming through is kind of giving you that confidence to ask those people, those entities, for the assistance that you need to be able to do whatever it is that you're trying to do. There's also this energy coming through about leading alongside of others. So 8 energy, again, is very ambitious energy. It's very driven, very determined. But it can also, in its shadow side, be very dominating. And so, or needing to have control over the situation, and regardless of and sort of having blinders on when that happens. And so, just being aware of where it is that maybe you're dominating a situation, that you could be a little bit more open to what other people are experiencing and what they have to say, and how you can maybe incorporate their ideas into it. So moving from this strong leadership role into a more leading alongside of others is definitely supported under this, because even goats will work in harmony with one another and teamwork for the most part, right? So there's definitely something coming up around that as well. And so you may also get opportunities to collaborate with other people or to share a common interest with others. You may also be the person who is offering the assistance to somebody. So kind of keep that in mind as well, especially if you're in a position of power or a position of entitlement or whatever, right? If you have the funds or whatever, and somebody asks you for that, if you're able to do that, this is a great opportunity to do so. Because part of the 8 energy is also philanthropy and like assisting others and having the integrity behind that to circulate the funds and whatnot. It's not a selfish energy. It can be in its lower expression, but it's not meant to be type thing. So beautiful energy there. Anything that is achieved at this point in time that also helps the greater good will even be like tenfold successful, right? Like that's sort of the way this energy works with 8 energy, especially if there's integrity behind it. Be really mindful of any doubts that surface at this time. If they start creeping in to deter you, they aren't real. They are not real. So do not engage in them, right? Like explore it, just acknowledge it and like move on. So your time is needed elsewhere. There is no time under goat or 8 energy for self-doubt. So if there's there's a reason why it's probably coming in and you can explore that, but I wouldn't spend too much time on it because it's not real, right? So it's like, even if it has to do with a past quote unquote failure, it's still not real. Like it's that energy simply helped move you to where you needed to be now in this moment. And so if an opportunity comes in for you at this time, it's because you're ready and fully capable to either do it yourself or to get the assistance to do it. So whatever comes in for you, whatever goals, whatever ideas that you want to like go towards, do it. You are fully supported with all of this like really powerful energy. So beautiful month ahead for you all in September 11th. Again, it's what we do with the energy, of course, but a very, very supportive energy for lots of success, lots of forward momentum, lots of opportunities to achieve the goals that you want to achieve. But just be open to asking for the assistance that you need without that, without any self-doubt, right? All right. Take care, 11s. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.